Good evening to everyone on social media. This is Alexander Nelson. I want to make a video about something that's been very bothering me tremendously for the last few days or so. Is regarding a former coworker of mine whom I hadn't seen physically in over about, I want to say since about 25, 26 years, even more, maybe more. His name is Peter MacBeth. And Peter MacBeth, if you're watching, when you watch this video, this is directed at you, buddy. He and I started working. As a matter of fact, I think he started working for Ralph's before I came along on October the 27th of 1998. I think he was already there. I think he was there. I don't know. I don't remember how long he was there just prior to me coming there. But yeah, he was already there. Peter MacBeth when I worked with him, he was great worker to me, great coworker. He was very great personality. He worked with me when I first started working over there. When was it? Back in 1998. Wow, 1998. He worked mostly nights because he had a daytime teaching job in Palm Springs. That's correct, if I'm correct. Yes, daytime teaching job in Palm Springs. And of course, a few years later, he immigrated. He returned to Australia, and I hadn't seen him. I hadn't heard from him in like years, maybe, but since then he went back. I don't remember. I think he went back like right around 1997, 98, 99. I could be wrong about this, but I hadn't heard from him in years until I had, until I had him on my original Facebook account, which was 3 years ago. 3 years ago, until we reconnected there. And he was still in the education field, but I think he was, oh my gosh, I don't remember what it was exactly, but yeah, when I had him on my original Facebook account about 3 years ago. Then when my account got hacked in the summer of 2021, I re-added him somewhere down the line. Somewhere like he didn't respond to me immediately he did not respond to me immediately. So I sent him a friend request on my new Facebook account, which was about, I don't remember, honestly, but somewhere like a few months after, because I had to reopen my new Facebook account back in, I think, June of 21, and I sent him a friend request, but he didn't respond to me right away. So it took him a couple of months for him to respond to me on my new Facebook account. But once we reconnected, he had become a biggest supporter of me losing my weight, doing my walks, he become my biggest supporter in terms of all of the desert areas and anywhere that I still normally do, walking around wherever I go, taking pictures, including especially the Palm Springs area. Biggest supporter. yes, biggest supporter. How could I tell you? He was one of my greatest greatest supporters. And of course, I think this last time when I had him, he was I think a principal or head principal. I don't remember, but in New South Wales, Broken Hill, New South Wales, Australia. Okay, but but yeah. So he whenever I post something a lot more half the time or as much as possible, he would always see my photos and at times my videos. Um, given the I think the 14, 15, 16, 17 hour time difference, because Australia is a day ahead of us. Um, is a day ahead of us. So yeah, it was. He didn't. I don't think he saw my videos as much as or any of my posts as much as he would like to or not would like to. But I anyhow, what comes down to the point. Last year, he wanted. Last year, when he was here, when he was visiting his family, his wife's family here in Temecula. I'm not talking. Last year, I messaged him on Facebook Messenger that if he wanted to see me, if he wanted to see me, to let me know ahead of time, like say a month ahead, a month ahead of time. This was a year ago this time, I believe, and I believe he agreed to it. He agreed to it. He agreed to it. So he agreed to it because I have to do that for automatic scheduling at my job. Now, fast forward to maybe a couple of days ago. Let's just start with last week. Let's fast forward to a month ago, September. He messaged me about wanting to see me, he told me that he was going to be here from, I think, in California from the 6th or the Palm Springs area or something like. He was going to be in Southern California from the 16th to the 18th, okay, and he wanted to come to Palm Springs, and he messaged me, okay. I said that's fine, okay. Right after that he sent me that first message, I immediately requested those dates off that he told me, okay, that he told me that he would like to meet me on. Okay, I requested those days off a month ago for yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Now, then fast forward to last week, he told me that he was in LA and that he wanted to come and see me. He was hoping to see me, okay? His wife's family's in Temecula. Now, he wanted to see me, okay? Okay, I told him I already requested those days off a month ago. He tells me don't take days off. I said, Peter, I already requested those days off a month ago, okay? And I even requested those days off even before he said that to me, all right? To not request any days off. I did it because I was being courteous. Now, Fast forward to like about last week, I think. I don't remember when, but on one of my nightly walks here in Desert Hot Springs, he messaged me that he was going to come over here, blah, 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 blah. Going to come over here. He offered me to go and to Sherman's Bakery and Delicate. And I didn't respond to him right away, I responded to him a couple of days later. I said, why don't we go to Smoke and Burgers at Smoke Tree Village Shopping Center? Okay, where he used to work, where I currently work. Never responded. Okay, I called him via Facebook Messenger. He wanted to call. He wanted to call me Sunday. Okay, I said that's fine. Never did. Never did. I texted him twice to call me. I called him up on Facebook Messenger twice. Never returned my phone calls. Okay? He never returned my phone calls. All right? Then, okay, yesterday, what was it? 3 days ago. Then yesterday, not yesterday, about 3 or 4 days ago, he tells me that, he messages me on Facebook Messenger, stating, he's not gonna, that he does not know as to whether he was going to be able to see me after all. I'm like, really? I'm thinking to myself, really? I was pissed off. I'm pissed. All right? I was pissed. I'm thinking, but I didn't, I was pissed, but I didn't want to, he said he was going to, he said, I apologized. I'll apologize. Blah blah. I apologize. I don't think I'm gonna. I don't think that I was going to see you because the plans were unclear on his part. I'm thinking, what the hell? What the hell, Peter? I requested. I'm thinking like that. He said. And then he says, he messages to me privately. He says, he messages to me privately, stating he wanted that he was visiting family, close friends. I understand family, close friends, but I know that he wanted to see me too. He wanted to see me. Okay? I'm like, something that was boiling really hot inside me. And I said, Peter, and he told me, he proceeds to tell me that, it looks like we're not going to be, I gave him my schedule that I was going to be working. I checked my schedule that I was going to be working 12:30 to 9 Monday and Tuesday, but that I would be off. And wait, my mind's not with me. I sent him another message reminding him of the dates that he originally gave me the month before, okay? And he said, like I said, I'm apologizing, blah, blah. I apologize. Looks like we're not going to be able to see you, blah, blah, because we got family and friends. I'm like, really? Really? And I said, sorry, and I didn't. I said, we're not going to be able to see you. We can't come over there. We'll let you know. I'm thinking, really? And I didn't respond to him for 2 whole days. Okay? And when I excuse me. And when I responded to him, I said, Peter, sorry doesn't cut it. Okay? What you did, and I remember saying that, what you did, Peter, you promised me, you wait, I said something to the extent, I said, sorry doesn't cut it, Peter. Next time, don't make any promises, don't make me any promises, knowing that you either can't or won't keep. And after that, I sent him a message to him that he blocked me. He blocked me on Facebook, and I blocked him back. So this message is to you, Peter. Peter, how would, when you said that, when you told me that you were hoping to see me and you wanted to come and see me, you came to me first, Peter. Okay? You came to me first prior to coming over here. This was 1 month ago, Peter. Okay? 1 month ago. Okay? I wanted to see you after not having seen you physically for almost 25, 26 years. And you pull this shit on me, Peter? What the heck, Peter? Then you tried to tell me, you try to apologize to me, thinking, oh, I'm going to take this lightly. If you thought I was going to take this lightly, Peter, you were sadly mistaken. I was not going to take this lightly. Not at all. Not at all, Peter. I was, like I stated to you on my Facebook thing, on the Facebook Messenger, like I texted you, I went out of my way to be courteous. I requested those 3 days off, okay, because I wanted to see you, Peter, okay? But then all of a sudden, you tell me you back out at the last minute? How am I supposed to feel about this, Peter? Tell me. How was I supposed to feel about this? How did you expect me to feel about this? Did you expect me to take this lightly? No. I didn't take this lightly at all, Peter. Not at all. What you did, Peter, then you tried to apologize to me, but in a very, I think it was in a very, very rushed and a very dismissive way, Peter. Come on. How would you like if I had gone to Australia and pulled the same garbage that you just pulled on me? Come on, Peter. How would you like that? Think about that, Peter. Think about that. How would you like if I had gone to Australia and told you, hey, Peter, I want to see you, blah, 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 then I back out at the last minute? To me, that's breaking a promise, Peter. You promised me you wanted to see me. That to me is a promise, Peter. That to me is a promise. And you broke that promise, Peter. You broke that promise. You broke that promise, Peter. When you told me that you wanted to see me, to me, that's a promise. Do I have every right to be angry about this? You damn right I have every right to be angry about this. Because you not only wasted you wasted your time, but you also wasted my time, Peter. Okay, you wasted, this is why I told you, don't make any promises. If you know you can't make a promise, or if you know you can't or you won't keep a promise, don't bother making one at all. All right? What you did, Peter, was a real slap in the face to me. That's what I would consider a real slap in the face. Then for someone like you to come and say, oh, you know what? We can't come and see you because plans were unclear. If the plans were unclear, you should have had those plans prepared a long time ago, Peter, before coming here. The reason you blocked me on Facebook, Peter, is because I told you the brutal truth. The brutal truth about not making promises, about not making promises if you know you can't keep one or won't, if you know you're not going to be able to keep it or won't keep it at all. I feel like you took me for an idiot, Peter. And Peter, I hope this video gets to you, and I hope you watch this video. I hope you really watch this video, Peter. I hope you really watch this video. Because, Peter, friends do not treat the friends in the way that you just treated me, Peter, within the last few days. I feel like you kicked me to the curb, Peter. I cleared my schedule just so I could I cleared my schedule just so that we could see each other. Yes, I do know that you probably know this, that I had a car accident and my car's no longer working for me. Okay? I was hoping that you give me a call back. Give me a call back so that we could make arrangements to see each other. But you backed out of it. You backed out and telling me that you can't, that it looks like you're not going to be able to see me. What the fuck is wrong with you, Peter? You took me for a fool, Peter. And being taken for a fool is not something I take lightly at all. Peter, I hope, Peter, but what I told you on Facebook about if you can't make a promise or won't keep a promise, don't bother wasting your time or mine. I hope you think about that, Peter. Think about it. If you can't keep a promise or won't keep a promise, then don't make one at all, because not only waste your time, but you're wasting my time as well. Have you ever pulled this shit to anybody in your to other friends or family members? Have you done that, Peter? If you haven't, then why'd you do that to me for? That was not appreciated, Peter. That was not appreciated. I thought you were my friend, but obviously, I thought you were my friend. But obviously, you're not. You're not. You should have had the decency. You should have had the courtesy, Peter, of telling me. You know what? You should have had the courtesy, Peter. You should have had a courtesy. If you mentioned, you should have mentioned somebody to your family, like your in-laws, that you made a promise that you wanted to see me, but you didn't. You should have said something. You should have said something that you want. You should have said something to your wife's family, to your in-laws, that you made a promise to me. That you made a promise to me that you wanted to see me. Did you say that? Did you mention it to them? If you didn't, that's your fault, Peter. I know a lot of people, when I upload this video to YouTube and TikTok, a lot of people will disagree with what I'm doing. A lot of people, I understand that I will be getting a lot of heat for this. But Peter, since you blocked me on Facebook, this is the only way that I can ever get to your attention. How could you, Peter? How could you do such a thing like that and think that I was going to take it lightly? How could you? How could you, Peter? The reason I don't, you know what, Peter? I don't accept your apology. Okay? I don't accept it. And I have every reason to not accept your apology because I thought that apology and those 1,000 apologies were dismissive. Okay? And that if you, and I'm thinking that if you were going to, if I was going to take this lightly and forgive you, you were going to pull the same shit on me the next time, and the next time, and the next time when you come to the States. You would walk all over, you would pull the same crap on me the next time, and the next time, and the next time, whenever you come to the States. No, I don't accept your apology, Peter. I don't. Because what you did was very cruel. Was very cruel, Peter. It was very cruel. And to be honest with you, Peter, I don't feel, if you're thinking that I ruined your vacation, to be honest with you, Peter, because of what you did, of the cruel thing you did to me, I don't care if I ruin your vacation or not. I don't. I don't care if I had ruined your vacation at all. Not at all, Peter. You think about what I just told you, Peter. If and when you watch this video, you think about it. You don't ever pull such a thing to anybody like you did to me. Making a promise and backing out at the last minute. You don't do that to anybody, Peter. You don't do that to any family member, any acquaintance, or any friend. You don't do that to anybody. You don't. You don't do that, Peter. You don't do that. Peter, I've always liked you. And to be honest with you, I don't hate you at all. But what you just did, what you did by telling me that you're not going to be able to come at the last minute after I went out of my way to be courteous to you? To be courteous to you, that was uncalled for. That was uncalled for, Peter. That was uncalled for. And I hope this video goes viral as much as possible so that you can see this video, Peter, and the hurt, not the hurt, the anger that you caused me and the disappointment that you caused me. You caused me to have. And the time wasted that was caused by you, Peter. I can't believe that you would do such a I don't know what to, but such a, yeah, such a stunt, like, you pulled such a stunt on me like this, Peter. That's not appreciated. And Peter, if we ever do reconnect on social media, though I doubt it very much, the relationship between you and I, Peter, will not be the same. You're going to beg me to forgive and forgive and forgive. I will forgive Peter, but I will keep you at bay. I mean, that relation, it means the friendship that we want, the friendship that we once had will not be as close as it once was. Because you did a dirty trick on me, Peter. You wasted your time by coming to me and promising me that you were going to be here on the 5th, on October, whatever days. My mind's just not with me. I requested those days off just so I could see you, even if I didn't have a car with me. I would have loved to see your wife. When you posted those pictures, Peter, I was going to when you posted those pictures before I said sorry doesn't cut it. I felt my blood boil once again. I felt my high blood pressure coming up. I felt my anger towards you coming up inside of me. I almost felt hatred towards you, Peter. But I don't. But one thing I do hate, Peter, is that I hate it when people make me a promise and yet don't stick to them. If you know you can't, or if you know, Peter, that you can't keep a promise or won't keep a promise, don't bother making one at all. I understand now if it's an emergency, of extreme emergency, that's something different. But to tell me that you were planning to see me and then to back out at the last minute? Come on, Peter. Come on. I wanted to take you to Smokin' Burgers and show you what Smoke Tree Village looks like now. But you destroyed those plans, Peter. You destroyed those plans. You destroyed those plans, Peter. You really destroyed those plans. I was hoping to talk to you to say, you know what, Peter? I was hoping you'd call me to say, because since I don't have a car because my car is dead now, and I'm in process of car shopping. I was hoping you'd come and pick me up, or I'd meet you somewhere. Come and pick me up at my house, but You destroyed those plans, Peter. And I was also, excuse me, I was also, yeah, I was I was also hoping to show you what our store looks like now and what the shopping center looks like now. In person, Peter. But you destroyed those plans, buddy. Friends don't let friends get kicked to the curb, buddy. They don't. You know, I've been thinking, ever since you blocked me, Peter, I've been thinking and thinking and thinking. About what I was thinking about. I've been thinking and thinking and thinking. What is Peter thinking about right now? I bet you he's probably talking about what I said to his family. Okay. I'm pretty sure you're talking about what I told you to your family, to your wife. You got a lovely wife, by the way, and I'm not going to get her involved. And I've been thinking about that. I've been thinking, what is Peter saying? What is he thinking about what I told him? Is he thinking about what I told him? But are you thinking about the stuff, about the truth that I told you about not making a promise? If you can't make a promise or won't keep a, if you can't keep a promise or won't keep a promise, don't bother making one at all. That's the raw truth, Peter. That's the truth. And that's the truth that got you probably so mad at me that you blocked me on Facebook. That's fine. That's fine, Peter. Because I blocked you too. I blocked you, Peter. And Peter, you will be blocked for maybe about a year. A year. Maybe more, maybe less. What I'm going to ask you to do now, Peter, when you watch this video, don't look for me on social media. Not at all. Not on Facebook, not on TikTok. And not on Facebook, not on TikTok, and not on Instagram. Don't look for me, Peter. You can ask mutual friends of ours to see if I'm doing all right. Fine, I'm okay with it. But don't look for me, Peter. Don't look for me on social media. And don't ask anybody. Don't beg anybody, or don't you? I'll tell you this. Don't you beg me to come be your friend on don't, you know what? For the time being, don't look for me on social media. Not at all. Especially on Facebook, Peter. Because right now, I'm very heated. I'm very angry with you over this. I'm very angry with you, Peter. Because I feel like I've been kicked to the curb by you. And don't let me see you in the next time, whenever you come back to Palm Springs or in the Southern California, don't even approach me, Peter. Don't even approach me. Because what I will tell you is that I don't know you. All right? Don't even yell at me. Don't even, if you see me physically, don't call me out. Don't call me. Not at all. Don't call me don't call my name. Nothing, Peter. Because what I will say to you is that I don't know you. Don't call me if you see me call my name if you see me walking or working or even in the store or even during my off hours while in the shopping center if I ever bump into you. Because what I'm going to tell you, Peter, is that I don't know you. And that's going to really hurt for me to say that. Peter, I was so looking forward to seeing you. I really wanted to talk to you. A lot of times I even imagined myself conversing to you about the things that have changed within the Kroger company since you left. But you crushed those plans, Peter. You crushed them. You crushed those plans, Peter. And going back to social media, don't send me a friend request because I will not accept it. If you want to get in touch with me, Peter, think about it. Think about it very, very hard. We can get together again, but not for a while. Not for, maybe not, like I said, not for at least a year. Maybe more, maybe less. I thought you were my friend. I thought you were my friend, Peter. I was so looking forward to seeing you, seeing your wife. So looking forward to that. So looking forward to that. But then again, you crushed those plans, Peter. You crushed those plans and threw them down the garbage can. Yes, Peter. Since you decided to pull the shit on me, by backing out at the last minute from visiting me, and coming up with every excuse stating that you were not going to be able to see me because you guys were unprepared. Then you guys should have had the plans prepared a long time ago, before you came back here. You should have made a point, Peter, to come and see me, or have somebody, or somebody, I mean, whichever. But you kicked me to the curb, Peter. You kicked me to the curb. I was willing to even take you to this, to even show you the shopping center and what our store looks like now. But what happened, Peter? What happened? You didn't think didn't you think that you had a promise that you made to me you didn't think about telling your family that, oh, I made a promise to Alex, I wanted to go see him. No, you didn't. I'm sure you didn't. I'm sure you didn't. Don't say it was my fault, Peter. The reason I feel like this is because it was my fault. No. The reason I'm like this is because it was your fault, Peter. Was your fault. You proposed to me about coming, wanting to see me. I took it to heart. It's a promise. That's how I see it, Peter. And when I told you I took those days off, you should have said something to your in-laws that, oh, Alexander, my coworker, took 3 days off. Let's go see him. You didn't. You didn't. Peter, I want to ask you a question. When you watch this video, I want to ask you a question. Since about what I told you, Peter, about what I told you, don't you think that I'm 100% right about this? No, I'm not. You know what? I can answer that for you, Peter. No, I'm not. I am 100% right about this. I'm not wrong about this, Peter. I'm not. I'm not wrong about this. And right now, Peter, as I'm recording this video and telling you everything, I feel very heated. Very heated. My blood boiling to the hottest temperature. My mother would say something to me, Peter, that friends don't treat that a friend when two people make a promise to each other, they keep that promise. If somebody decides to back out of a promise for no apparent reason, you know what that's called? It's called a slap in the face, Peter. It's called a slap in the face. Peter, if you're in Palm Springs right now, or if you're in Palm Springs while I'm working, this Saturday I'll be working 8:30 to 5 p.m. You better not let me see you. You better not come to the Smoke Tree Village shopping center, Peter. Because when I see you, my blood will be boiling. My blood will boil because of what you did. You better not let me catch you on the property. Because, Peter, if I see you, I could go off on you. And I don't want to do that. And Peter, don't, Peter, I don't wish you any harm. I don't wish you any harm, Peter. But what you did, what the cruel thing that you did, and backing out at the last minute has its consequences, Peter. Anything bad that anybody does, Peter, has its consequences. Bad actions amount to negative consequences, Peter. They do. They really do, Peter. You know, Peter, every time that I have seen your posts, especially the passing of your parents, I've been very supportive. And I want to thank you for being supportive of all of my posts. That I have to say, you've been very supportive, Peter. That I have to say. But what you just did, Peter, by backing out from visiting me at the last minute, that was mean. That was mean, Peter. That was very mean. That was very mean, Peter. You know what? And I hope that you show this video. Show this video to everybody. And I hope that they tell you that you are in the wrong, Peter. I hope that they tell you that you are. I hope that they have the nerve, the balls of telling you that you are in the wrong. Anybody that cares, a true friend will tell you. A true friend will tell you that when you're right, but when you're wrong, you're wrong. Even if it means hurting your feelings, Peter. Just to wake you up. Peter MacBeth. Peter MacBeth. When I first started working with you, I thought you were a likable guy. But now, I don't know what to think of you now, Peter. I don't know what to think of you because of what you did. The dirty trick that you pulled on me. I don't know what to think of you now. As I stated earlier, bad actions have negative consequences. But also, punishment comes in many ways, Peter. Punishment comes in many ways. For what you did to me, for what you did to me, Peter, a bad punishment will be coming your way. And I don't say this lightly. I don't say this lightly, Peter. A bad punishment will be coming your way. And I don't say this lightly at all. And I normally don't wish anybody any harm. But as the old saying goes, what goes around comes around. And I hope that a negative punishment does not come your way, but it might. Peter, MacBeth, you better think about everything that I've told you on this video and everything that I told you on privately on Facebook Messenger. He goes, Peter, MacBeth, because Peter MacBeth, friends don't, what's the saying goes? What is the saying goes? Friends don't play friends dirty. They don't, Peter. But you played me dirty, Peter. And this is the first, and that's the first and last time that you played me dirty, Peter. The first and the last time.